Hey everyone, Ben here for the Bonehead podcast, and we've got more Blood Bowl news. We've got the third star player and the final star player from the new Chaos Dwarf spike has been revealed by Games Workshop on the Warhammer community, and we kind of suspected this would be the case based on what was written on the front of the spike, but ZZHARG Madeye, the blunderbuss wielding Chaos Dwarf blocker, has returned. Okay, so over on Warcom, ZZHARG Madeye is locked and loaded for Blood Bowl. So I'm going to be looking here for gun jokes and for Madeye moody jokes, but we will see what we see. So ZZHARG Madeye is locked and loaded for Blood Bowl. After a lengthy ban from the NAF, the Chaos Dwarfs are back with fiery vengeance, and a number of ageless players from yesteryear, including Thark the Unstoppable and Rashnak Backstabber, are joining them. But these aren't the only two Blood Bowl veterans making a triumphant return, and no less a personage than ZZHARG Madeye has primed his blunderbuss and straightened his big hat. So here we go, we've got the first shot of the model. First of all, the painting in this. So Games Workshop have... This is unnecessary. Like, you guys know Blood Tithe. We got Brush Tithe. He is an outrageous painter. But this is up there. I think it would take Ben a little while spending some time painting to hit this level, because this is elite. They are investing time and effort into Forge World models, into Blood Bowl, which makes me so happy because we're getting the good stuff. We are actually genuinely getting the good stuff. This model is outrageous. So he is a Chaos Dwarf. He's got the tusks, he's got the hat, he's got the horns, he's got the paint job, he's got the boots, he's standing on a standard dwarf helmet, and he's got a big old blunderbuss that you could convert that into a guitar, I think, based on how he's standing. You got to call it a pressure gauge on the bottom, but really the key here is this massive blast that's shooting out a ball. But the way they've painted it, because it's got nuts and bolts flying out of it as well, the ball is appearing out of the cloud of dust, and they've done like internal source lighting, which is just, yeah, that is very, very, very cool. Like, the face as well is painted beautifully. I'm really impressed. They've gone all out for this Chaos Dwarf release. Again, good basing. Right, anyway, that's the boring stuff. The model is the boring stuff. He is one of the very first Chaos Dwarf star players, and he's more deranged than ever. And this time he can turn his gun on the opposition. This is what Ben was talking about on the podcast this week. He's like, I hope if we do see a gun player, it's not just like he can actually gun stuff. I wonder if I say gun anymore, I'm going to get demonetized. That'd be interesting. So I shall use the word blunderbuss instead. He still has all the passing skills you'd expect from a guy who moves the ball by stuffing it into a firearm and launching it upfield, including Hail Mary Pass, Cannoneer, Nerves of Steel, and Passing 3+. Okay, interesting combo of skills, but it's his unique rule that sets him apart, not least from his virtuous dwarf mirror Barrack Fire Blast. So we've seen the model, we've seen the art. Again, I think this is a case where the model surpasses the art, which is a testament to the sculptors they've got working on this. Oh, I love this. So the skill, his special power, his once per half. So then I started blasting. Allows ZZHARG to point his blunderbuss at an opponent. On a 3+, he hits, and they have to take an unmodified armor roll. Okay, so 3+ stab. A powerful ability indeed in such a tense match. Of course, this being Blood Bowl, he'll hit himself on a roll of a 1. Nuffle always gets his due. Okay, let's read the full rules text then. Once per half, at the start of his activation, ZZHARG may perform a blunderbuss blast special action. So he activates, he blunderbusses. When he does so, select a standing opposition player within 3 squares of ZZHARG and roll a d6. So range 3, so adjacent to 3. Roll a d6. On a 3+, the selected player is hit. Immediately make an unmodified armor roll and subsequent injury roll if necessary against the selected player. On a 2, the opposing coach selects a player from either team, but not ZZHARG, within 3 squares of the originally selected player to be hit instead. On a 1, ZZHARG is hit instead. If the armor of the player is not broken, nothing happens. All right. I love this. So he guns blunderbusses a guy within 3 squares. On a 3+, he knifes him as a range. I assume this ends his activation. Like, I'm assuming this is the thing he can do. He creates a blunderbuss special action, and that's it. That'll probably have to be FAQ'd, but I would assume that that's his thing for the turn, is I'm going to gun a guy 3 squares away. I said gun. On a 2, He hits someone within 3 squares of the original target. Is that right? Within 3 squares of the originally selected player to be hit instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's basically a 7 by 7, like a 6 by 6, 7 by 7. It's a monstrous area on the Blood Bowl pitch. So that's cool. It's interesting because on a 1, he hurts himself. Now, if the armor's broken and he becomes stunned, I'm assuming that counts as a knockdown, which would be a turnover. Like that's how I would see that. That seems to be how the like Games Workshop are going with the rules at the moment, and I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that's exactly where it should be. On a 2, though, stab, blood. I don't know if they get knocked. I don't know how that works, but I mean, on a 2, you can just miss and hit one of your own players, which I think is just a very cool outcome. So I like that. ZZHARG Madeye can play for Badlands Brawl and favourite of Hashut teams. He is made of Forge World resin and released soon alongside the rest of the Chaos Dwarfs. Right, we've seen all of the stars now. We've seen all of the stars. So we've got to assume that there's going to be nothing coming except pre-order. Right, preview this weekend then with the team reviews, with the team rules next week. That, I believe, that right, I'm confident now that's what it's going to be. ZZHARG Madeye. Yeah, that's what I reckon. Because that just makes sense with the way Games Workshop seems to do things. I mean, obviously it changes every single time, but that's my money now. That's my money. I think we're close to release. Do we have, let's see, RP Blood Bowl. Let's see what his rules were in the old edition. There we go. And let's see how he can play. So, right, love the model. Art's fun. The power is potent. We're going to look at the CRP, which is the old rules before 2016, because I couldn't find ZZHARG in 2016, which makes sense because I guess he doesn't get covered by a release. Anyway, ZZHARG Madeye in the old edition, 90k. Movement 4, Strength 4. That's right. We talked about this on the pod. That was a chunky boy. Edge 3, which would be Edge 3 plus back then. Armor 10 plus. Loner, Hail Mary pass, secret weapon, strong arm, sure hands, tackle, thick skull. Okay. So this rule set said he's got the Hail Mary pass, Cannoneer, which replaced strong arm, nerves of steel. Didn't have nerves of steel back then. Interesting. So he's kind of got better in that regard, but he had pass back then, maybe not now, in Strength 4. I don't think he's going to be that powerful. I think probably around about 90k if he comes with secret weapon. He's got a blunderbuss. He's got to be a secret weapon. I don't think there's any way they can kind of not put him as a secret weapon because he obviously has a weapon. I mean, the only way I can see them arguing this is that the weapon is so obvious it no longer classifies as a secret weapon. It is just an obvious weapon and therefore doesn't get secret weapon. But look, the fact he's going to have passing 3+, it's going to be key as to what his agility is. If it's agility 3+, bearing in mind that dwarf blockers tend to be edge 4+, right? So if he's edge 4+ and he's just got pass, not ideal for the ball handling stuff. But the fact is, once per half, he gets a ranged stab. So the ranged stab would be, I think, OP. I think it would be absolutely totally game warping if it was every turn. But the fact is, it's going to be every half. And if he comes with secret weapon, on account of him having a weapon, I don't think that's going to be free rolled. So if he's got edge 4+, doesn't have potentially pass or sure hands, and he comes with this gun thing, if he's less than 100k, I think he's going to be a gimmick star player. Not ubiquitous, but a gimmick. But this power is, I mean, it has the potential to be useful, has the potential to be good. I once a half means it's just a free rolled skill, which we kind of see on Rashnak, right? He's got this ability that's just kind of like, right, he's a dodgy goblin. Yes, I know he's not as good at Scrapper Sorehead, but he also comes with the stabs. He can also stab stuff. This guy, if he's got sure hands, if he's got edge 3+, then there's potential that he's a ball carrier that also has the potential to range stab. But the prospect of having Rashnak, ZZHARG Madeye, stab, range stab, 2 stabby boys stabbing and 2 flame lads stabbing is carnage. Like, I love that. That's a really alternate. That's like the the shooting meta for Blood Bowl. So really interesting. If he lands with those kind of stats, I think he'll be cool. If he's got Edge 3+, if he's got sure hands, if he's got the potential to be a standard ball carrier, he could be really useful, especially at sub 100k. I'm intrigued because this could either be a ubiquitous star, kind of like Rodney, or essentially the pointy, spiky version of Barrack Farblast. So I'm intrigued. Let me know what you think, and we'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy blocking.
Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to support the channel even further, please like and subscribe. It really does help us out. Or come join us on YouTube members or in Patreon, where you can get exclusive access to some content, some loot, early access to basically everything we do, as well as regular competitions. Or you can pick up some Bonehead Podcast loot either on our website at boneheadpodcast.com. We've got the Dungeon Bowl things, we've got tokens and stuff like that, or on our Spreadshirt site as well. Everything you do just helps us make more content and hopefully do it of better quality. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Happy blocking.